Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to give you 3 tips to better start your competitive season. So here we are, it's almost the end of September, everywhere, or at least in Europe is like this. The season is fully going, private lessons, groups, competition as well, everything is going on full power. And what a better period for me to do this video, giving you my advices to better start your season in order to perform better in the next competitions. So without further ado, let's start with the tips number 1. Plan your competitions. Our sport, of course, is very different compared to others because we don't have actually a calendar which is established ahead before the actual beginning of the season. There's nobody telling us that you have to do this or that competitions. We have to choose them. Of course, we have to speak with our teachers, we have to ask them what is better for us, and together with them we have to plan our competitive season. Only after that you can actually start to plan your trainings, your lessons, and after we will see actually that. But the first step, in my opinion, that you have to do is to choose which competition you are going to dance. I want to suggest you one thing. If you have a very big appointment ahead, for example, you have a Grand Slam or you have a World Championship, or the National Championships actually, and you are coming from a big period without competition, for example, immediately after the summer holidays, it's advisable not to go directly to this big event, but to play some other smaller competition before that. I just want to give you an example. If you are familiar with tennis, I love that sport actually, and when I have time I like to keep myself up to date and maybe to watch some match. But why I'm talking about tennis? You for sure have heard about Wimbledon, yeah? And Wimbledon has the peculiarity to be on grass. Player play on actual grass, but it's the only big tournament on that. All the rest is like on hard surface or on clay. So imagine you are playing all the year, you are training and playing other tournaments not on grass, and then you immediately go to Wimbledon. This is like crazy. And of course, professional tennis players, they don't do that. They play other smaller tournament before that to get ready to full perform in Wimbledon. So for that sport, we can do almost the same, but of course we cannot go to compete in the same floor of the next big competition. That would be great, and actually if you can do that, but it's very rare that you can actually do that. What we can do instead is to dance smaller competitions before the big event. In this way you will get ready gradually, okay? You will not feel the pressure of a high level competition. You will not go on the first round and immediately feel around you strong couples. In a lower level competition you will be the star, or you will be a certain finalist, and you can start the competition more free, without stress. In this way you will get gradually in shape and you will be much more ready for the big event. After you have planned your competitions, you are ready to see now the tip number 2. Plan your trainings. The first step is to see how much time you have until the next competitions. Once you know that, you can go to your trainer and to start to plan private lessons. Why this? Especially if your teachers has to travel a lot, judging, teaching, you have to book in advance private lessons because you don't want to arrive at the competition without have been checked by your teacher that knows you well. Instead, if your teacher is all the time available, just make sure that you plan a schedule with him. So for example, you're gonna have 2 times per week lessons, and you know that on Tuesday and Thursday you are gonna have private lesson with him, and every week will be the same, so you will not end up without private lessons. The second step that you have to do is to plan your own trainings, because of course we know that private lessons without working on information, it's nothing. Third thing is about alternative trainings, because you need as well stamina practice, you need as well ballet classes, you need stretching time, maybe you also need some specific work, for example for the flexibility of your upper part, or you need lessons with a sport psychologist, wherever it's helpful for your performance, you have to plan in the weekly program. Last but not least, it's about intensity. Of course, we are not machines and we cannot hold for a long period the same highest level of shape, and we have to deal with that. So once you know how much time until the next competition it's remaining, then you can plan the intensity of your training. For example, you have 4 weeks before the next competition. I suggest you to plan the hardest work in the first 2 weeks. So for example, physical training have to be planned now at the beginning of the first 2 weeks. Of course, the technical work will be going on as well, private lessons, but your main point here is to build yourself. Then the third and the fourth week is about polishing, is about refining, is about making ready the full package that you are going to present at the competition. And of course, third week is really suitable for stamina practice. You can dance 2 times or even 3 times stamina in this week because you have enough time before the competition to fully recover. Instead, on the fourth week, you have to slow down. You have to enjoy the practice. You have, of course, to dance at your highest level, but you have to lower the quantity of your practice. In this way, you will arrive at the competition fresh, first of all, full of energy, but most important, you will arrive at the competition and you will feel that you actually want to dance. You are like hungry, you are ready to perform. Instead, if you have done at the opposite, you have placed a lot of work just in the last week before a competition, you arrive at the comp and you are like burned out. So try to avoid this problem. And now, tip number 3, set your goals. For me, goals and competitions are 2 different things. That's why it's important to set from one side the competition plan and from the other side goals. Because competition, in a way, they're like a tool to achieve your goals. And when I say goals, I don't mean only results. Goals, for example, they can be a performance. I want to perform better than the last competition. Wherever the result will be, what I focus on is the performance. Or it can be about a technical level. I want to dance in a certain way, or I want to be able to dance this kind of figures, or I want to dance this new routine in a good way in competition. When choosing your goals, when setting your goals, it's extremely important to ask suggestions. Try to talk with your coach that really knows you very well, and together with him or with her, you have to place goals that actually they are achievable, because there's nothing more frustrating than seeing your goal there but you never are able to arrive until that point because you set them too high. Of course, high expectation can motivate you, but when you never reach them, then it's like frustrating. So try to set your goals in a way that you can actually work, and soon or later, but I hope for you soon, you can really actually get there. Because once you get there, then you are even more motivated to work hard to reach the next goal. But now, once we have talked about these 3 tips, I want to give you an extra tip, which is not the 4th one because it's like a small advice. That's why I call it extra tip. And this is called break your routine. Yes, you heard it well. Break your routine. And what I mean by that, when you are training for a few weeks in a row, for example, you had competitions, it's already like mid-season, and until the next comp, there is a long period still that you have to wait. This period, it actually can be not so productive as it could be. So in this time, I really suggest you to do something different than usual. For example, go to have a lesson with a trainer that you don't see for a long time, or try to contact other dancers and organize a practice with them, or maybe fly abroad to a training camp, go to theater, have a class of some activities that you never done before. Try to find something that will inspire you to work better and harder, like you were doing, for example, at the beginning of the season, when you have like this fire inside you that is burning. Instead, after a few months of work, you are like a little bit tired, you don't have like clear focus on your improvement. So doing something different will wake up you, will give you again that energy that will push you to work better until the next competition. So this is it for me. I hope that in somehow this video will be helpful for you. If you arrived until this moment, I really thank you for your time and for your attention, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!